I actually was talking with Pride Tunes, and he brings up white LGBTism as a perfect example, and I personally agree with him. I think that we would all personally kind of agree with him on this, and this is why I like our black cadres so much, because of the fact that they get it. They know the struggle that we're dealing with here. They especially know the struggle that I'm dealing with, the frustratingly sad struggle that I deal with every day, where liberalism is so ingrained in the brain. It is literal. Like, when we talk about liberal brain rot, that is literally what it is. Liberalism is brain rot. It is a form of Americanist brain rot, where these people, grow up in these, very privileged cultures. And, like, I'm not even talking socioeconomic wise. I'm talking about white backgrounds, where they still have at least some level of privilege. And the fact that they have the audacity to still think that, oh, we can just side with the police, or we could just get them to come over to our side because nothing bad is going to happen. We're totally not going to get infiltrated and sold, to the fascists, sold out to the fascists. Like, these people are delusional to think that you could ever side with somebody. Okay, even if they do resign, anybody who has served in law enforcement, whether they resign, they can take off the uniform, and, put away and give up the badge, give up the gun. At the end of the day, they're still most likely going to be loyal to the coercive, to the state. They're it kind of really is one of those things. Once, you are kind of an agent of fascism, once you are a member of the coercive arm of the state, you kind of always are. Yes, there are examples of people that do change, but those are very few and far between. Like, trusting anybody who is current law enforcement, is a fool. Just in general, is a fool. And it really is kind of interesting to see how people are kind of playing into this whole, oh, well, the Portland police, they're agents of Antifa. They're on our side now. No, they're not. They never have been. They are not currently, and they never will be. Like, it's amazing how people, even liberals, bought into that fucking bullshit, man. And it's just, no, you should never trust the police. You should never trust anyone who is former police. Because, again, that is a way to get infiltrated really quick and sold down the river and so yeah, you're going to just wind up in a camp anyway. So, like, these people have no fucking idea what even OPSEC is, this would be a complete, like OPSEC red flag. Like, come on, man. Like, the number one rule of that is, don't trust cops. And it's kind of funny because I imagine these are the same people that probably just, I don't know, a few years ago, or even in the last couple of years or so, were probably screaming ACAB. And yet it's like, now all of a sudden it's not ACAB, it's just S-cab. Some cops are bastards, I guess. We can turn some of them, to our side. No. A-cab forever, bitches. All cops are bastards. And I will not be proven otherwise. This is what Pride Tunes was talking about, and again, I agree with him. It is, this is the typical white LGBTism that we see within the queer and trans community, where people, would much rather, hold to their delusions, hold to their privilege, would, because it's easier to do that than do revolution. It's easier to do that than actually put yourself on the line and, actually stand up for yourself, your friends, your family, your neighbors. No, instead they would much rather just performative sine wave, or in this case, basically just sell out, sell out to the coercive arm of the state, bootlicking. It's easier for them to do that than it is to actually, do anything meaningful to actually resist the oppressor. I get it. It's an uphill battle. It's hard, but it's just Jesus fucking Christ. It's either you stand up to your oppressors or you end up in the camp. You have one of two options. You can't, you can either actually get involved or you can get the fuck out of the way. That is what we've always said. And these people, they just want to fence sit. They think that they can have their cake and eat it too. And you can't. We've said this a long time ago. Jason specifically said this a long time ago, where it's the time for fence sitting is over. You have to pick a side. And if you don't, then you're just in the way. That is literally where we're at now. Nobody can afford to just sit on their ass and fence sit or try to play both sides of the coin. This is what Mao literally told us not to do. But the problem is that you even try to quote on liberalism to these people, and they're not going to hear it because Mao was quote unquote a dictator. He committed crimes against humanity. So why should I listen to this guy? These are the people that we're dealing with, and I don't mean to be crude, but there are some LGBT people that do need to just go. I'm sorry if I sound I'm sorry if that sounds bad, but some queer and trans people are going to have to, one way or another, they're going to end up having to face the music, especially if they do support fascists, or at least enable the fascists like these people are doing. And most of those people are, quite unfortunately, white LGBT people. They are white, queer, and trans people that have that delusional sense of privilege, where it's just kind of oh, well, we shouldn't, get violent because that's what they want. Yeah, it kind of is what they want. And at this point, we should give it to them. Because, I'm not saying that we shouldn't be smart about that and shouldn't still organize and get our shit together, which is totally what we should be doing and should have been doing for the longest time. But, I don't know, man. At the same time, we should actually be bringing the fight to them. Start actually fighting these people. Because,
You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose. If liberals are so fucking smart, how come they lose so goddamn always?
Thank you for watching. If you like news and politics from a leftist perspective, true crime, or informational videos on leftist philosophy and pagan belief practices, and would like to support the channel, please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. Even a few bucks really helps me out. All links are provided in the description. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share on various social media. Hit the notification bell so that you never miss a video. I put out content regularly, so you will always get quite a bang for your buck.